All right, friends. So we have reached another week and another random sutra. And so this week I pulled Sutra book 1, which is the Samadhipada, which is Samadhi is like the idea. Sutra 27. And this sutra, the Sanskrit is Tasya, vacakah, pranavah. Tasya, vacakah, pranavah. And that translates to the word expressive of Isvara, which Isvara is like God, in a sense, God. The word expressive of Isvara is the mystic sound Om. And so, I mean, this is like this is a big symbolism in a lot of things, in a fractal sense, in a relative sense. This is where the Om symbol comes from, and this is why it's a big thing in yoga. Clearly, yogis are always oming, sometimes at the start of class, sometimes at the end of class, and that's all like a representation. But the word expressive of Isvara, the word expression of God is the mystic sound Om. And so it says here in brackets, Om is God's name as well as form. And so Om, we usually think of it as O-M. The Upanishads, it is A-U-M. And that has, so the A, like Om, A, U, M. And so each letter of that is a representation of the different aspects of creation. So in the vocal sense, Om is what every single noise that we can produce, or any animal can produce, or any sound that's ever made, is Om. I mean, the fluctuations and like what happens in the cavities of whatever is making the noise is different, but like in a grand scheme of things, it's all just Om. It's the beginning of vibration as well as the end of vibration, and at the end of that, at the end of the end of vibration, there is the silence which connects the beginning and the end. So A in A-U-M, A is the creation, U is the preservation, and M is the culmination, and the silence is the ever-pervading vibration. That's a lot of rhyming. But it's in a fractal sense, Om, as a vibration in a fractal sense. It's a little tiny piece. I can say like Om is God. The vibration of Om represents God, and other people could be like, oh, that's not true. There are more vibrations that we can't, in the electromagnetic spectrum, there are more vibrations that we can't see on the low end and on the high end, and the radio frequency on the low end, as well as the like X-ray frequencies up on the high end. And that's true, but this is like a fractal, and so the vibrations of which we can produce with our voice and Om, it's still respecting that entire spectrum. And likewise, within any little fragment of anything exists infinity. And so that's why Om is the expression of God as well as the name of God, because you are speaking to infinity with something that is infinite. And again, you can say, well, there's an end to your Om, like there's definitive end. It's over when you're done and you're taking a breath. But within the Om itself, there are infinite vibrations. Because you can dice it up and keep dicing 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 it up. And I mean, that's what in mathematics is really interesting when you get into limits, because you really can bring into your mind how you can just keep going and never get there. And so, yeah, this week's sutra, Tasya, vacakah, pranavah. The word expressive of Isvara is the mystic sound Om. And this is a good one to think about for this coming week, because this sound is pervading everywhere around us, even in the silence, even in outer space. Like if you can look up on YouTube. I mean, you're on YouTube right now, so you can look up after this video sounds of like planets. People have like pointed or like taken the vibrational frequencies of planets, and that's still just like an eerie, like different sound, but it's all a representation of the Om, the big Om, as well as all the many little Oms. But yeah, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.